Why, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the summer reading program announcement. I'm here with my great friend Jessica.
Just
Just
Jessica.
Jessica, in fact. But what more do you need? And Jessica, in fact, started this brilliant idea for the summer reading program. You're shaking your head, but I'm pretty sure you did.
Did I invent the summer reading program or did
What?
Big Pizza Hut invent the summer reading program?
Certainly it was Pizza Hut, not
Yep.
sponsored. Wish we were. If only.
If only.
But but yeah, this is a throwback to the summer reading program there where we read books, we got points, and then we got pizza at the end of the summer. How great was that?
Absolutely.
So this is all about nostalgia and our youth and having a great time. She got the Ann Getty poster back there. Oh, it's
Let's go.
perfect. So exciting. So we're gonna go through. We're doing this bi-weekly. So we're doing it on Sundays, bi-weekly. We're going to go through what we're having each week of the summer, what days they're on. It will all be at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's noon Central for people who are me. And we're going to have a spoiler-free section for a lot of it. These will be live. We're going to do spoiler-free stuff. And once we get into spoilers, which we will do, we will let you know so you can run away if you'd like to. I totally get it. But there will be a spoiler-free section. So, you can join us. You can have a nice time, see if you want to even read the book, if you don't read it in advance. And then we'll let you know when you can go. I think that's important to say. So
Absolutely.
we're going to get right into it. We have some slides that Reed has prepared. Shout out to Reed Chancellor himself. So week one.
Already
Just
taking me back.
Jessica had
Already
not
taking me
seen these
back.
yet.
This
It's
is a
all about
fresh reaction.
nostalgia and cheesiness. So
Mhm.
week one here, nostalgia,
Yes.
as it says. X-Men Evolution, my husband did fail to put the dash between X and Men, which upsets me a little bit, but it's okay. It still looks fun. And we're going to talk about X-Men Evolution. What is
Yes.
it? There's like 10 issues?
So we have from 2001 9 issues of what I can only imagine is angst, uh, probably humor that did not age super well,
Mm-hmm.
and a memorable cast of characters that I personally shared a lot of my childhood with. And you and I have both. You have not read this. I have not read. I know I have not read this. You have read this, or you have
I
not read this.
I feel like this is actually an old like little copy we were talking
Hmm.
about beforehand. I may have read it back in my
Okay.
youth, but if I did, I certainly don't remember it. And it's very possible I didn't. Of course, I watched the show. I love the show.
Yes.
We will also be talking about not only the comic series, but the pilot episode of X-Men Evolution. So we're going to revisit that and discuss that as well. So we encourage you to do so. I believe they're easily streamable. Is it Netflix? I'm not sure. Not sure. You
We
may
don't
have to check.
know. Somewhere in the world,
It's
you may
it's somewhere in the
acquire.
world.
In fact, potentially YouTube. We don't know.
You know what?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Hmm.
So that is the first week, and that is this
So
Sunday.
fun.
Join us then. Week two, we have some pros.
Oh, and I do have my physical copy.
Hey,
Do you have
I
yours?
got mine from the library,
All right. We love a
uh,
local library.
which is Imogen, obviously, by Becky Albertalli. Have you read other Becky Albertalli before?
Actually, no. I was thinking about this when you've made reference to her stuff. And you were like, yeah, I've read a lot of it and I've loved a lot of it. And I Googled because I was like, oh, did I think this was a debut author? I'm pretty sure I did. And that's okay. Turns out, no, she has a breadth of work that I have seen. Adaptations of Love Simon is an adaptation, I believe, of one of her works, but this will be my
Mhm.
first. I am quite well versed in YA in general, and certainly in queer YA. But this is my first, and I'm really excited about it now, knowing what the back catalog situation is. I'm ready.
Absolutely, and I'm very excited because everything I've read from Becky, which is like several things now, loved. So this is a very exciting time.
Yes,
So
yes,
check that
and
out.
a kickoff to Pride Month,
Oh,
June
absolutely.
11th.
So that is
Yeah.
June 11th.
Yep.
Week
Uh oh.
three is a big one. Do you
It
like
is
that?
the big one.
He said, "Uh oh." Live reactions with Jessica here over the slides.
What a week this is about to be. I think the entire internet is not prepared actually for June 25th. Because
I
those
think
who
you're
are
right.
watching who are unfamiliar, which should be no one left on the face of the earth at this point, might know that you're a pretty outspoken critic of one Clark Kent.
Yes.
What people may not know is that I am not a critic of Spider-Man at all, but Spider-Man just is a character I haven't read a ton of solo stuff about. And so in chatting about your distaste for Clark and my just lack of knowledge about Spider-Man in general, we were like, hey, what's a true throwback to a summer reading program? And that is Reader's Choice. You can read, and we'll talk about what the two reads are in a moment, uh, the Superman pick or the Spider-Man pick in a Super Spidey swap, or both for extra credit. And you and I are both nerds, so we'll be both
Yep.
having some extra credit. But yeah, we decided to each pick from a character that we love, respectively, and sort of share with each other a run, or in my case, two smaller runs to exchange our thoughts on those characters. So, do you want to talk about the Spider-Man
Sure.
issues chosen?
And specifically, it is the entire run of Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane from the first one specifically, which I don't know what year this was, so my bad. But these two particular hardcovers, they have reprinted these in the like nice Marvel Digest affordable sizes. So if you guys are wanting to like grab those, it's also on Marvel Unlimited. But this will be Mary Jane number 1 to 4. Mary Jane Homecoming 1 to 4, and Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane 1 to 20. And that's what it is. If you have the hardcovers, it's the two hardcovers. These are like super from my youth. I have not read them since. I
Yes.
loved them at the time, like as a teenager. So we'll see if it holds up.
Revisiting can be terrifying. Revisiting childhood
Yeah.
things can be a wonderful and terrible experience all at once, for sure.
Yeah, I thought it'd be
Um,
good nostalgia, and we were going through things, and Reed was like, "You have to do this because it looks
yeah.
ridiculous," and I'm like, "You're right." So
I'm glad Reed
here
picked
we
it
are.
because two of the digest versions are at my library. I'm still working on tracking down the third that I believe completes the run, but I'm really excited about it. So
Awesome.
thank you in advance for those picks, baby. We'll see. That's the whole point of the episode. We, on the Superman side, listen, there was a lot of pressure here and people knowing how much you have against Clark. And we'll get into it when we get to the episode about why I did not choose certain really seminal runs that I probably personally prefer over this. But I went with a hodgepodge and really chose, of course, Superman's solo books. That was really important because you have read Superman as a side or supporting character in other runs. So really tried to figure out something that would tick all those boxes. We have first Superman Secret Origin. This is 6-issue run by Jeff Johns. It kind of exists in its own space. It's not connected directly to another run, and very short, quick read for folks. But to choose something a bit more modern, something that does come from a traditional run, going with the first 13 issues, the first two trades of the Superman by Tomasi. And this was slightly chosen as a little preview for the episode because your boy John Kent is here. So I figured if you were hating me at
Mm.
any point, your little super son would be here.
Love that.
And that might help sweeten the deal a bit. So altogether, just 19 great issues about, I'm sure, your new favorite guy, Clark Kent, for our Superman picks.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but you need to project confidence in these situations. How could I be sure of anything
Absolutely.
with these babies on my wall? I mean, what am I doing with my life? Unclear.
And should we just have another moment for this wonderful image that Reed put together?
We really should. It got a reaction, that's for
Yep.
sure. Yes.
Love
Thank
that.
you, Reed. Love it so much.
All right. Well, week 4. Jessica was like, "Look, Kristen, you have too many cat cozies and you need to read them." And I was like, "You're right." So we are doing the wonderful Murder on the Prowl. I say wonderful, I haven't read it, we'll see. Um, which is a cat cozy mystery. Yes. It's also by Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown. The cat helped write it.
Yeah.
And on the cover, it says it takes a cat to write the perfect mystery. So we'll see about that. We're going to let you know. But I think this will be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this pick. And to be clear, I never said you had too many. I just was surprised by the volume and said you're not reading enough of them. That I stand
Uh,
by.
that is
So,
fair.
so you'll be reading. Kristen was gracious enough to gift me this duplicate copy because she had
Always.
a duplicate copy.
On accident.
And we love that. This will be exciting for me. I have read other Rita Mae Brown stuff that is not cat cozy mysteries. I've also watched and loved a horror movie that she has written. So my experiences with Rita Mae Brown have absolutely nothing to do with cats or mystery, and I'm excited to delve into this part of her work. So that is a side excitement to just, of course, supporting you in your addiction.
Very exciting for everybody.
Mhm.
And that is July 9th. So, week 5, we have the Well Loved by Many,
Oh,
Silver
ooh,
Surfer by Slot and All Red Run. Specifically, the whole Omni. We're doing the whole run. We're doing it. I
we're
need to
doing
open
it.
it. Look, mine's so shiny. I need to open it.
Ooh.
Yeah, you and I both got the reprint. We've heard so many great things. We've heard it's very Doctor Who esque, which we both like Doctor Who. I think we're going to enjoy this one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for both of us, even though we just acquired the reprint recently, it's been on our lists to read for even longer, like years for sure. This has been on my radar. Dan Slott, of course, I've read other Marvel stuff by him, but I've also read Doctor Who comics by him. So when I heard that this run has so many parallels. This interpretation has so many parallels to Doctor Who. That got me excited. I've also heard people have both like laughed and cried at this run. What an endorsement!
Yeah,
Um, and for a few of these, including I'm pretty sure this one, we may have some folks join us who also have had this on their list for a while and get some of their thoughts as well. So we're late to the game, but I think we're excited to be here finally, checking it out in July.
absolutely. July 23rd. All right, week 6, we have some middle grade prose.
Oh,
Specifically, if anyone watches the reading updates or, knows anything about Jessica, these are some of her favorites, right? That's some of your favorites.
absolutely. So, yes, we chose two middle grade books by Ashley Herring Blake. She does have a third middle grade book. Actually, it was her first one that is also good. But when I thought about what are my favorite middle grades, these are in pretty much my top two in this order. There we go. And Kristen has really enjoyed Ashley Herring Blake's adult work, and so really, just begging her on hands and knees to finally read some of these. And who knew
Yeah,
orchestrating a whole summer reading program to get it done
that's all it takes.
was going to
That's all
be the
it takes.
tactic. Um, but yeah, if you are someone who does not read a ton of middle grade, I would highly encourage you to consider it. If you both of these books, while about younger characters, really tackle some pretty big themes, and they are largely about even the adults in the world of some of these younger characters. And if it's something that you've enjoyed middle grade or younger reading graphic novels, I would highly encourage you to check out one or both of these. Um, when we get to it to see if, prose middle grade will also be a hit for you. So I think you and I both agree that while something might be in a category like YA or middle grade, the audience is really anyone. And I think these are great examples of books that are a hit. Mighty Heart of Sunny St. James was my favorite read overall of all books last year. So very, very, very excited for this week. Yes, glad that we got these picks in.
Wonderful. And if anyone doesn't recognize Ashley Heron Blake, of course, she did Delilah Green Doesn't Care. And people know that I keep going on about it. So, very excited for me too.
Yes.
Week 7
Oh
is a big
boy.
one.
This
Two
is a
big
big
ones, in
one.
fact. Two big ones. I think you and I both have a relationship with The Walking Dead in different ways,
We
right?
do.
Specifically, we're going to do the first 2 compendiums of the Walking Dead series. I've read a good chunk of this first one, but it's
Yep.
been years. And I believe you read some as well, right?
Yes. I picked up, I think after watching a few seasons of the show, I think it was 2 or 3 seasons in, compendiums 1 through 3. I only recently found out that was not the complete series. But I got through, I'm very sure, compendiums 1 and 2, which I believe the second one goes, if you're not reading in compendium and you do want to follow along, it's through issue 96. I have read both of these before. I think it was somewhere in the third that I just fell off a bit, but both of us have wanted to finish them. And I think this is good encouragement to get back into this world, especially if you did follow the show. I think the storylines can get a bit muddled and confusing. So it's going to be nice to have broken free of the show and start the comic from the beginning fresh without having that sort of airing in the background. So I'm very excited about that read.
Absolutely. And that is August 20th. And week 8 is more prose. In fact, this is actually the last week where we have books that we'll be talking about. There is one week after this, but this one specifically is a great idea. I believe you had again, where you were like, "We both have this Attack of the Clones book. Let's do it." We both loved this. Loved it. Loved
Mhm.
it. I was like obsessed with this movie as a teenager. Look. I know naysayers out there. I know what you're gonna say, but I don't care. I loved it. And I am so looking forward to reading this. You have no idea.
Yes, this was, I told Kristen, and I'm sure we'll get it a lot into it the week that we are talking about it, but this was my first Star Wars. This Attack of the Clones novelization was my first entry point into Star Wars at all. So sorry.
Neville has a lot of opinions about Star Wars. Neville is the naysayers right now. He's very upset we're doing this. Well, yeah, so we're looking forward to it. I know I read this back then. It's been a while, a long
Yeah.
while. I don't know about you, but I'm very excited.
Yeah, same. And, this is a great jumping point to get right into Revenge of the Sith, which is probably one of the greatest novelizations of any movie of all time. So this will be a nice little stepping stone into it and a nice little bookend of nostalgia for us, starting with X-Men Evolution and ending with something I picked up in middle school. And it sounds like you obsessed over in middle school. So I am ready.
I don't know that I'm obsessed over the book, but definitely the movie. And we are throwing in as well Lost Stars.
Oh, this is news to me.
Is it? I
I'm
thought we
very
officially
excited about it.
we decided on it. I thought, do we not?
I mean, I'm like very okay with this. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we're throwing it in. Jessica was lovely and gifted me this for my birthday, and she's been hyping it up. So I need to read it. It's gonna make me read it. It's my excuse to read it.
Yes. Lost Stars is for sure my favorite Star Wars book. Revenge of the Sith novelization, ironically, being just right under that. I'm really excited for you to get to it. I think it's a great, if you haven't read a lot of Star Wars books and definitely haven't read a lot of the like new canon books, it is literally one of the best entry points because it takes place with totally new characters against backgrounds that are very familiar. So plot lines you're already familiar with. So it's kind of the perfect entry point, I think, for getting into Star Wars novels. So I'm very excited for you to get into it.
Awesome. Well, there it is. And we will also have all of this in the description. So if you don't want to keep watching this video, like going back to it and going back to it, it will be there. And finally, we're not doing bi-weekly for the very last show. It will be the next week, which is I'm like 9. What's 9? September 10th. September. I'm okay. It's fine. Week 9, we're gonna have a pizza party.
We are very excited.
I mean, we have to treat ourselves to pizza after we finished and accomplished our reading program. Book fair. You remember book fairs, right? We're gonna buy ourselves some books. And we're gonna show those during this week, right? Maybe we'll get some erasers. Maybe we'll get some pencil sharpeners. Who knows? But the kind of things you would get at book fair, we're going to haul those. We're going to
We
have a
are.
nice time and haul those and just enjoy everything. Maybe we'll talk about our favorite reads from the summer reading program. I think that's a good idea. And whatever else we feel like. So it's a celebration.
It is. It is. And a kickoff to my favorite season, fall. So I'm glad the summer reading program will get me through one of my least favorite seasons for sure. And that was the same when I was a kid. I was somebody I love going to the beach. I like being outside, but honestly, whew, I liked curling up with a book inside too. I was very much a bookworm, and so I will be doing that with these reads as an adult, and I'll be ready for that pizza party and my back to school shopping that will accompany it.
Same, same. And we're going to end it on this wonderful slide of us doing our great poses full of nostalgia. So I'm very excited for the summer reading program. I'm glad you'll be doing it with me, Jessica. And again, all of this information will be in the description. So if you just want to reference it there real quick, and we will be back this Sunday talking about X-Men Evolution.
Let's go.
Let's do it.